Ubisoft announced that they're going to be canceling 6 games and then delaying 7 games. Now, 2 out of the 6 games that they canceled were already known, one of which was obviously Beyond Good and Evil. The other one, I'm not exactly sure which one that was. But then 4 games were unannounced. So we don't even know what those 4 games that got canceled were. And then they delayed 7 more games after that. They're restructuring their company, and by the end of 2028, they're going to fire another over 2,000 people, and they're going to close even more studios. They've already fired over 3,500 people. So we're going to be looking at over 5,000 people by the time all of this is over. But that's not the point. The point of this is that we are now in 18 years of development hell for Beyond Good and Evil 2. 18 years. And somehow this fucking game has not been canceled yet, which is mind-blowing. How are you going to cancel Prince of Persia, as bad as the game looked, and that was in development 1/4 of the time that Beyond Good and Evil 2 has been in development? 18 years! And this game is not fucking canceled. I wanted to bring you guys down memory lane. I wanted to remind you that all the way back in 2008, okay? This is how far back we're going. 2008, Beyond Good and Evil 2 was announced. This was the trailer. This is how old this announcement is. Think about that. Look how old this game looks, right? Look at the quality of this cinematic trailer. This is obviously pretty decent for its time, but this is how far we have come, where 18 years later, 18 years later, and here we are. Just so you guys are aware, this game has officially beaten Duke Nukem's record by a long shot. Like, it's not even close. This game didn't just beat the record, it destroyed it by a few years, which is crazy. Duke Nukem Forever, I think, was like a 12-year or something like that development cycle. And this game beat it out by a few years after that, which is crazy. So sign me up for 100 copies. Yeah, okay. So this was the 2008 announcement trailer, okay? And people, I remember this. I remember all of this. Now, keep in mind, they also re-announced it, right? with a trailer, a Beyond Good and Evil trailer that shocked the entire world because think about it. The first one was in 2008. The second trailer was in 2017 for E3, which is not even a thing anymore. You also have the E3 trailer. And it's been almost 10 years since that trailer. So you had, bro, think about this. Think about this. 2017 from 2008. That's a 9-year difference. And then from 2017 to 2026, that's a 9-year difference. Bro, what kind of so you got to wait 9 years for each new trailer? Is that what we're doing here?
Where's your master? I don't deal with domesticated.
Hey, the fuck? I ain't got no master, but I do have your little toy.
Show me the idol. Show me the Redeemer.
Here you go, mate.
Oh,
Yo, hand it over. I got a hot date. Don't do late.
Monkey's got a date.
Mwah.
What?
What? That's Swiss fucking chocolate, pig. Bon appetito.
I want every fucking cop in this fucking city after that fucking bastard!
Grab my chassis, Noxie.
Tubby says, where did this game go? Nobody knows, bro. Nobody knows. It's been 9 years since this trailer. Think about it. This game is 9 years. This trailer's 9 years old. And this is from E3 2017. Like at this point, I feel like if you're 18 years of development, that shouldn't be. We should have a whole new phrase, because I feel like development hell is unfair to games that are actually in development hell. Like this is past development hell. This is like development purgatory at this point. Like I don't know what to fucking call it at this point. Kata in the Fifth Element. Y'all calling this? Oh my god, you guys are calling this Kata? Oh my god. Is this new Blackstreet? Oh man, that's terrible. It was never real. So then the question is that, okay, so the question is this, right? If this game is in development hell or development purgatory for 18 years, what the fuck are they spending their money on? Like what could possibly be, like, what are you spending your fucking money on? How, like, you just canceled Prince of Persia because you said that the cost to make the game what you wanted it to be would just be too great. So then what is going on with this game? Surely you must be spending way more than you ever spent on Prince of Persia. So does that mean that this game is, I don't know, more desired than Prince of Persia, that they don't want to let it go? Is it some sort of money laundering scheme within Ubisoft? Like, how are you still convincing people that you should be funding this game over at this company? How is this possible? They started this game over like 4 or 5 times. Yeah, but the thing is, when you start a game over, that's a lot of money, bro. That's a lot of money lost. Given that they spent, how much did they spend in the few months they delayed Assassin's Creed Shadows? What was it, like 25 million euro or something like that? So 25 million euros for a few months of development on Assassin's Creed Shadows. Let's say this is a smaller scale video game, just because it probably has a smaller team working on it. Still, they must have spent hundreds of millions of euros on this game already by a long shot. This game has to, there's no way that this game makes its budget back when it comes out. There's no way. So then why do it? Why continue to supposedly develop this game when you're canceling other games that have been in development for 1/5 of the time? They don't know how to stick with plans. Bro, I really don't know I don't know what it is. Either that or this must be the biggest game ever. Like, we're talking bigger than GTA 6, which I don't know how that's possible because Rockstar spent $2 billion on that game. I don't get it. I don't get it, man. It just seems like a massive waste of money. And this is the one game that makes zero sense to me out of anything in Ubisoft's repertoire. This makes zero sense to me.
Fuck me. Damn.
Plus, you kind of have to ask yourself, too. You kind of have to ask yourself, right? People were hyped about it when it was first announced. 9 years went past. This trailer came out, made it seem as if the game was progressing, right? In comparison to the first trailer, it wasn't at all. And now another 9 years has passed. So at what point do we say that people just aren't interested anymore? At what point do we say that people are just not going to care when you re-announce this game? If they were to announce this game, let's say this year, how many people are actually going to fucking care that this game is coming out? Or how many people are actually going to have any faith that the game is going to be even remotely halfway decent considering how much in development hell it's been? You know? I don't know. I'm sure there'll be people that'll buy the game. That's not my point. My point is, like, how many, though? How many for the hundreds of millions of euros you spent? Probably almost over €1 billion at this point. How many are going to buy the game? Just so you guys are aware, if we're gonna follow the time, if we're gonna follow the what do you call it? If we're gonna follow the pattern where they release a trailer every 9 years, that means we're up. That means we're up. We're up for a trailer. We are going to have a trailer this year. We are 9 years after this trailer, and this trailer was 9 years after the 2008 trailer. So we're up. We are up.
It's about bloody time. Let's see what we've got. Moksha, just as Yama described it. True freedom lies beyond.
You think this is a love child for the CEO? Maybe. But if that's the case, then why not try to prioritize it? They didn't put world premiere videos. Sign up for our Space Monkey program. Wonder how that's going. That's crazy, bro. Listen, again, Beyond Good and Evil, you know, it's got a bit of a cult classic following. That's great. But my question is, from a realistic standpoint, okay? I'm just trying to be realistic here. I'm not hating on it or anything like that. My thing is, you have a game that you announced in 2008, and then you announce another trailer in 2017, 9 years after the first one. That's already too long. If you would have dropped the game in 2017, that would have already been considered way too long. That would have been considered development hell. But people would have probably bought it just like Duke Nukem, right? Some people would have bought it. Not many, but some. Now you have another 9 fucking years after the last trailer. So we're 18 years in. You understand that some people have had kids that have now exited high school. They've had kids when you announced this game in 2008, and those kids are now leaving high school. And you still didn't put, bro, just think about that. That doesn't make any sense whatsoever. There's something inherently really fucking stupid about that. So then you wonder, what is the point? Why do this? Why continue development? If you're talking about cost cutting, because that's all they've been talking about. That's all Ubisoft has been talking about is cost cutting. Okay. So if you're cost cutting and you're reducing by hundreds of millions of euros each time you do it, at what point do you say this game has to go or has to stop? Like, at what point? 20 years? 25 years? 30 years? How big of a record are you trying to go for here? You know? Old Man Cat says, Hypnotic, the website's still up, and the last time they did a dev update was in 2020 when we were partnering with Hit Record for development. Bro, so before COVID hit, and then when COVID hit, they just gave up? Crazy, dude. Anyway, yeah, this is pretty bad. This is pretty bad. So I just wanted to go down memory lane with you guys because I couldn't look at this and think to myself, like, wow, there's just no way. Like, how is this still in development? But all these other games are getting canceled. Like, it just doesn't make any sense. There's something really off about that.